He is actually not going to be too happy about seeing us. Hello Reformers and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor. Now what we're going to be doing in this episode is we are going to be taking the fight to the Empire because, well, they are actually one of the only factions remaining, and I actually chose the wrong option just there. That was great, wasn't it? Anyway, point is, they are the only one of two factions remaining in the game, and I think it is about time that we eliminate them. There's only a very small amount of them, and I think my battle size is a little bit too high. Oh well, never mind. Guess we're just going to have to deal with the stutters, at least for this battle. Anyway, we're going to get our forces into a nice position here. Bear in mind, this is actually one of the only times that I have actually done a fight where there has been 210 on either side in Pendor. I've done this in other mods, but obviously other mods are optimized differently and, you know, all that stuff, and hopefully we will be able to prevail here because I've actually chosen someone relatively strong on purpose because I want to see how effective our units actually can be against someone that is actually very, very difficult to deal with. This guy is known for having Iron Circle Centurions. Those guys are really, really good at what they do. And so it's going to be very interesting to see whether we can actually pull off some kind of miracle victory here. But you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually going to tell everyone to hold their fire because as it stands right now, this is just way too far away for any of our units to be able to actually get any efficient damage on them. So we're just going to try our very best to pepper them from here myself. And who knows, maybe I will be able to... Whoa, okay, yeah, well, they're actually getting a bit too close for my liking, so let's see what we can do here. Let's tell our people to start firing away, and we'll see... you know what? This is actually not even the... This is not even a good place, to be honest. This is not even a good place at all. I'm going to tell my cavalry to charge in, though, because hopefully they will not get lanced in the face. I'm actually unsure whether these Iron Circle Centurions actually have lances. It's been a huge amount of time since I've faced Iron Circle ever before, because beforehand, I think wasn't I part of the Empire? I was part of the Empire in a previous playthrough, so I would not have fought these guys. So that's obviously a big thing. And in the original series of Pendor, I was part of the Fyhrr's vein, and I don't even know whether the Iron Circle was a part of the game back then, because obviously it was very, very early on in Pendor's development. Basically, it was still an absolutely fantastic mod, don't get me wrong, but it was obviously much, much earlier in its version. I can't even remember the version number, which is kind of a shame, really, because it would have been pretty cool to know exactly which version I played. That's exactly the reason why I should always put those in the video title, because then I'll know, you know, then I'll know exactly what one I've played and what one I haven't. And it's the same thing with Blood and Steel as well, because Blood and Steel is one of my favorite mods ever. And not entirely sure which ones I've played and which ones I haven't. I do know that I think it's... Isn't it 1.6? See, that's the thing. I don't know. It could be, but it might not be. So it's kind of a bit of a difficult subject. But, well, as it stands, as you can see, we've eliminated every single enemy unit on the battlefield. And that is a pretty amazing testament, because he actually only has about 230? Doesn't he only have 230 or something like that? So it is a foregone conclusion that we will be able to basically deal with any Empire vassal. But the one thing that we have to take into account is that I have no idea where Marius Imperator actually is, because he's the one that is going to be difficult for us. Alright, there it is, 32 renown for us, and we eliminated 222, and he managed to escape. Kind of bad. Kind of bad. I actually really, really wanted to take him prisoner, but oh well, never mind. Guess it's not really a big deal. We'll take that maiden crossbow as well, just in case we want one of our people to utilize that. And I will just capture all of these, thank you. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I was actually planning on attacking the Dread Legion, but then I thought to myself, we have already done that in a previous episode. And so I thought to myself, yeah, probably not something that's going to be too entertaining. So I might decide to do that off screen if I can. I might not even be able to do it, let's face it, because, well, Maltese is very, very difficult, very powerful indeed, so it might be a bit problematic. Oh, and there we have it! Our Earls of Grey have finally acquired the new Doom Mace, and they are going to be using it. Oh wow, this is... Okay. I am shocked. I am so incredibly shocked by this layout. These guys have no idea what is about to happen to them. They really don't. They are going to die in literally under... Well, I'm going to estimate... shall we estimate that we're going to win this in under 2 minutes? 2 minutes. Because from my count, the video is currently at about 5 minutes 40, somewhere around there. So let's say that at 7 minutes 45, we will have taken this castle. Let's try and estimate whether that's actually going to be happening here, because this layout is just... Oh, it is crazy. Crazy bad for the defenders, because you can just place all of your insanely good archers on the hill here, and then they will rain down all kinds of death and destruction upon the opponent. You can see that. Look at that. We've already eliminated almost 200 of the enemy, and I'm actually thinking that maybe we just want to charge in here. We do only have another minute to take this, so I think we're going to charge our infantry in. We'll charge everyone in, actually. Let's just charge everyone and see what we can do. I'm actually really excited to see whether we will be able to do this in the next minute or so. So let me see if I can head in here. These guys, whoa, they really... Oh, wow, there's a lot of bodies. There's a lot of bodies. Okay, so let me see if I can actually get past all of these guys, because they're going to swarm me, or they're going to try to swarm me at some point. I'm going to switch to my two-handed variant here, because that's going to make my sword just that little bit more swift, a little bit more powerful, and I will be able to eliminate a couple here. And how many do they have in here? They have about 400, don't they? I think they have about 400 total in the garrison, so that's obviously a thing. But as it stands, we have now entered the battlements. We only have another 20 seconds or so. Only another 20 seconds to take this. Do you think we're going to do it? Well, whatever the case, it would be a pretty insane speed that we have taken it and burned through so many units, but I don't think we're going to do the 745 estimate that I laid out for us. So, no, we're not going to do that. No, not in a million years. Not in a million years. There's a whole bunch of enemies still remaining, which is, you know, it's sad, but, you know, that's just how it goes. I think, in general, that was a pretty fun thing to do, and maybe we're going to try and do something like that in the future as well, because we are obviously going to be doing all kinds of different layouts, and maybe if the siege is particularly favorable to us, we might try to set our own record-breaking speed when we take something like this. And I'm actually kind of happy I'm playing with a pretty high battle size in this siege, so that's pretty good. I think that's pretty nice. It seems like only in field battles it tends to stutter, so it seems like we're probably going to be having a pretty decent time of things in sieges, and I'm going to be doing quite a few of those in this episode. As I said, we're going to go on a little bit of a spree here, and we're just going to try our very best to, well, basically just capture as much territory as possible, and hopefully not get ourselves eliminated in the process. But yeah, as it stands right now, there's only one enemy remaining, and we took another minute. So we took about 3 minutes, actually probably about 4 minutes, let's face it, probably about 4 minutes to take this entire castle. That's actually really quick. I would say that's really quick, especially considering we eliminated how many? 447 units. Pretty amazing. Anyway, we lost not many. The enemy lost many more. And we can now technically take this guy prisoner, but as I've said previously, honor is a really, really important thing, and as I unfortunately have not implemented or indeed attempted to do the whole, you know, making the Noldor hate you thing, capturing the Noldor and then releasing them, capturing the Noldor and then releasing them and gaining a huge amount of honor that way. Because I don't have enough time to do that, generally, this is probably the best way that we can actually go about things, which is a bit sad, really, because I actually think that that particular strategy is really, really interesting, and I would love to be able to do it, but as I say, it's probably going to require quite a bit more time than I have, which is yeah, kind of sad. But maybe at some point we'll be able to do that. Anyway, just going to take all of the prisoners, and I guess we'll just capture, well, not capture, but rescue as many people as we can get, and I will ask no rewards once again. So we're going to wait here for some time. I do have a maximum company size of 300 now, which is pretty nice. And let's have a look. Okay, so we have Almera Castle, Salvador Castle, and Origar Castle, and all of those are going to be our target. So we are going to head over to Origar Castle right now. Now, do bear in mind, oh, look at that, the messenger post says has been fully repaired by the local craftsman. That's very nice, very good. Anyway, now, the cool thing about what we currently have going on here is that the Empire is technically not actually at war against Sarlian. So there is actually going to be no retaliation whatsoever. No retaliation in any way. So that is a pretty insane thing to happen. I'm going to go for some more intelligence here. I was actually thinking of going maybe for some more trainer skill, but I think more power draw could probably help him out quite a bit. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go for... I was going to say Lady Jocelyn for some reason. Why was I going to say Lady Jocelyn? I don't know. But whatever the case, we're just going to improve his power strike and his strength a little bit more as well. Donovan is absolutely fantastic with his trainer and his tactics, so we're just going to level those up once more, because I'd like to get him to 10 tactics if at all possible. Maybe he's not actually going to be possible to do that, because maybe it's just too much, you know, too much experience required. But I think that could be pretty fun. And wow, we have so many different people leveling up here. So let's actually go for some more athletics and some more riding skill for Frederick. Can he use his sword on a horse? I think he can. Yeah, he can. He can use his... That's actually pretty cool. He's got a cool layout, because he actually has crossbows and the dueling sword. And I think that they both work on mounts. So it's actually very effective. Anyway, let's level this guy up as well. We're going to give him another point in power draw. And there we go. Kasim has actually been very good for us, I say. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to swap out Sigismund and Sarah so that she doesn't have to worry about going into those really annoying close quarters situations when we have actually taken a castle and so on. And now that we have obviously found out that there's no stuttering during the sieges, it's actually going to make much more sense for us to eliminate the entirety of the enemy's garrison, and then we won't even have to deal with those guys that are actually defending us at the very end. Now, this is a bit problematic. This layout is certainly something I'm not going to be able to do in 4 minutes. No, that is not going to work. But, well, I suppose the best thing that we can do is get our forces to run up here as quickly as possible and try and shoot all of the archers that they can currently see. And then we'll see, I guess. Well, we have finally entered the castle, and I've been shooting people with my bow here, but the bow has not been very effective, as you can... Oh. That's the reason why I haven't been hitting anyone. As you can see, there's actually a bit of an invisible wall here, which is actually preventing my arrows from going through. That's hilarious, isn't it? Yeah, of course, that would happen to me. Oh well, never mind. At least maybe the invisible wall protected me at the same time as preventing me from doing damage, so I guess that's okay. Anyway, we're just going to try and fire at a couple of people up on the spire there, and we'll send our units up the ladders and see what we can do. Well, this is harsh. This is a harsh layout for the attackers, that is for sure. I mean, if you can imagine this castle with our knights and our sergeants on the battlements, wow, no attacking force is going to be able to get up here. No way. No way, no how. There's no way that's going to happen. But, well, thankfully they're not on the battlements in this case, and we are going to be able to pretty easily deal with the enemy here. Thankfully they are using crossbowmen. That's actually one of the strengths of the Empire, but also one of their weaknesses, because if you think about it, in this kind of spree style that I'm attempting to adopt here, we're trying to be really quick, you know, we're trying to be quick, we're trying to be efficient, deadly efficient, and, you know, we're just trying to take things as quickly as possible. But, as it stands, quickly as possible is not very good for the opposing crossbowmen, because they have to reload. They're slow, you know? They're slow to reload, and they're generally going to be pretty slow in terms of their damage-dealing abilities, which is also one of their strengths, of course, because that means that they don't run out of arrows that quickly, and then they are able to be very much persevering damage, you know? They have sustained damage over a lengthy period of time in comparison to archers, for example, that tend to be very quick and a lot of damage in a short span of time, but not so much over a long period. So that's actually something to think about. And we've only... Oh god, yeah, this is not... this is not going well, actually. If you can believe it, me losing 12 units to the Grim Reaper is not going well. Yes, it is actually not going well that much, because as you can see, they're actually preventing us from ascending up the stairs on both sides, and I'm actually going to be retreating. I'm actually going to retreat from this, because I think, personally, we can do a much better job if we retreat and then come back in. I know, yeah, we're losing honor and we're losing renown. That's absolutely fine, though. Nothing to worry about there, because the greatest thing that I want to try and prevent from happening is losing units. Losing units is the worst thing that can happen to us right now. Well, this is actually a little bit problematic as we approach the second attempt at our capture here, because as you can see, we have obviously all of the crossbowmen, but we have a huge amount of thrown weapon specialists just perched on the ladder here. And you know me, I have a kind of... I don't even know whether to call it a love-hate relationship with thrown weapons. I mean, have you seen me? Have you seen me with thrown weapons? If you haven't seen me with thrown weapons, you don't want to. You don't want to do that. No, you don't want to do that. There have been a couple of series where I have attempted to use thrown weapons, and let's just say that it goes absolutely amazingly. I am just the best ever with... no, I am obviously being funny and not actually being very serious at all there. No, thrown weapons are my bane, basically, apart from horse archers, of course. And for some reason, I never do very well with them. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I mean, the only time I actually do well with them is if I have a huge amount of, you know, throwing weapon proficiency and a good amount of power throw skill as well. That's the only time I actually do well. Any other time, when I have, like, I don't know, 100, maybe even 150 throwing weapon proficiency and a pretty low power throw skill, no, I'm just useless, absolutely useless. So, you know, having that kind of thing be perched on the ladder is just an absolute taunt from the opponent right there. They're just like, yes, we know, Beartild, we know that you're absolutely awful at using thrown weapons. And then I'm like, well, it's not Beartild's fault. He's not actually bad. You know, it's more that it's more that I am kind of... Oh. Well. Yes. Well, it's a bit late, Beartild, but you did manage to find the stairs. As you can see, there are the stairs. You have to go all the way around and then find a little passageway so that you can get into the little side area there. But there you go, another 271 have been eliminated, and we're just going to be letting him go, as is per usual. And I'm just going to have a look at what we have here. I guess I will just take the Cobra Warriors and the Knight, and maybe a Blackheart Squire, and maybe a couple of Armsmen, because they're going to level up, aren't they? They're going to level up into something nice. So let's ask no rewards once again. Let's wait here for some time, rejuvenate ourselves, and then we're going to be heading on over to Almera Castle, which is kind of far away, and maybe we're going to run into the Dread Legion, but hopefully not. Ah, I see. Yes, Almera Castle is this one, isn't it? Yes, it's okay, so this layout is absolutely atrocious. It is one of the worst layouts that I've ever seen, and there is a secret that you can do, which we found out a while ago, I think. We found it out in, I believe, a Clash of Kings. Yes, I think there was a Clash of Kings. I think a whole bunch of the castles in Essos are this layout. They basically have only this layout, or is it World of Ice and Fire? No, I think it's a Clash of Kings that usually has this layout in Essos. And so basically what you can do is you could basically just take all your guys all the way to the top of the hill over here, and then you can basically just rain down death and destruction upon them from all the way over here, and hopefully that will be enough for us to do so, because maybe I don't have enough people. I should have enough people, but you never know. Maybe we're just going to get a little bit unlucky here and there. So now I do actually have the opportunity. Oh yeah, we can actually do a huge amount of damage from here as well. So that's pretty nice. Actually hoping that we are in a good enough position here for us to be able to do this. Maybe we want to move a little bit more, a little bit further up. Yeah, maybe a little bit further up. That should be pretty good. Alright, so yeah, this is basically what you can do. Instead of going into the kill box over there, you can just go on the little hill here, and you're going to get a pretty decent amount of kills if you have an archer-based army. Obviously, if your custom knighthood order does not have any ranged weapons, well, maybe if they have thrown weapons, then you probably won't be able to do it either. But the point is that if you don't have a crossbow and you don't have don't have regular archery, then you're gonna have to go in there. You're gonna have to go in there, and I don't envy you, not at all, because I've been there. I have gone in to the center of that courtyard, and it has been the most painful thing ever. Absolutely awful. So yeah, it's definitely something that I recommend going for if you have a pretty decent long-range force, and then seeing what you can do there, because obviously there are about 380 units here, so it's going to take a bit of time for us to actually kill most of these. I was actually thinking maybe we should just go straight in, because if we went straight in, I might actually be able to kill more just straight up, just going straight up, against them than I am doing here, because as I said before, crossbowmen, they're very slow. Maybe they don't have enough to be able to actually oppose us with so much damage. We just have so much DPS, It's highly unlikely that they would have been able to oppose us in that way. So who knows? Maybe it would have been a better idea to do it that way, but I think most of my people have now run out of arrows. Yes, this guy's run out of arrows as well. All right, let's retreat. Let's retreat, and we'll go back in. All right, so this is the time when I'm actually just gonna go, and I'm gonna tell my units to go straight in here, and we're going to see how it goes, because I think personally we're probably going to lose a whole bunch of units, but I like to see just how much more effective that tactic is in comparison to this one, because this is kind of, well, this is kind of self-destructive, isn't it? It's kind of self-destructive, probably not the best idea. Don't recommend it. I don't recommend it whatsoever to do this. So if you are also playing Pendor at some point, now, maybe in the future, maybe in the past, whatever, then just don't do this. Don't copy me. It's not a good idea. As you can see, we are losing a huge amount of units as we move into position. But maybe, just maybe, that is going to be enough. Because as you can see, once we are in position, we will be able to absolutely murder basically everything in sight. And that's kind of my plan. That was kind of my plan, because I wanted to try and sustain the damage that we were taking and then retaliate tenfold over the opponent. And that's exactly what's happening here. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. We did lose a few units. As you can see, we lost 8, but we've killed 70 so far, and we could technically tell our units to actually split up a little bit as well, so that they're not as cramped. And I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in now as well, because I have some pretty significant injuries. Yes, I do have significant injuries. Yes, that's for sure. But I also have significant amounts of infantry, and it might make sense for us to tell them to charge in instead of just standing there doing nothing. So that might be pretty good, maybe. Maybe it's going to be bad. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty bad, actually. I'm not really able to do that much with them. And they've already been eliminated, which is not very good. But now we can tell our people to charge in, actually. We can just tell them to charge in straight up. Please don't die. I really don't want Beartail to die, please. I would appreciate it if you wouldn't. I really wish I had some kind of scream here that would fear these guys away from the main area, because that would make things much easier. Oh, and I'm dead, because I got shot by a crossbowman. That was a headshot. That was an absolute headshot, I think. I think it was. Anyway, ooh, there's a lot of units around here. Yeah, there's a lot of units, but now that our Earls of Grey have their Doom Mace, I am much more confident in their melee abilities. And, well, it shows. It shows. I mean, just see how many kills they're getting, How many kills they're getting in melee is just absolutely insane. Alright, well, I think that's actually it. I don't think that they can really do much with the huge amounts of damage that we're able to output right here. And the best thing that we've actually done is eliminated most of the crossbowmen. I'm actually kind of surprised that I got myself eliminated, to be honest, because that means that there was a crossbowman somewhere around here. This guy? Maybe it's that guy? Ah, no, it's this one. This one right here shot me, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Lethal Durance getting kills. That's pretty cool. I like it whenever our companions get kills because it actually shows that they're actually doing something, because usually I'll never really see companions getting kills unless they are really, really well statted or something. So it's kind of cool to see that. Anyway, there's only a 30 enemies remaining, and that will be another castle. Speaking of companions getting kills, seems like Sarah wanted to get in on the action right there, and she actually did take someone down, which is pretty cool. Anyway, there's 36 renown. We are going to let that guy go once again, and there doesn't seem to be anything that I can take there. I will take that piece of armor just to sell it, and we will take a couple more Cobra warriors. Those guys are not going to be that good to replace the people that we lost, but it's going to be good enough, I guess. It's going to be okay. And there we go. Alright, so we're not going to be requesting that either, and I'm just going to be waiting here for some time. So as you can see, they now only have Salvador Castle, which I know for a fact has only a very small garrison, probably about 200, maybe 250, and then Janos is going to be very difficult. It is going to be very difficult. They have about 800 units in there, and that's what we're going to be tackling maybe in the next episode. We'll see. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.